All right, hello everyone, and peace of Christ, all of you. Today we changed our topic because many of you asked me actually about the same topic, and just today I got one more request for the same topic. Before we start, we promised last week that I'm going to give my book, The Quran and Science, which is translated into the Indonesian language today. But the person who's supposed to read it did not finish reading the book yet. So today we ask another person to do the job, and actually the same person who is the translator is the one supposedly like will help in that, but we could not reach out. But anyway, we will delay the delivery of this new book just a few days from now, and when the person who is helping finish the reading, just to be sure that the translation is good and there's no mistakes, we will post around. So just I apologize for that, and with this we start our topic for today. I hope my voice is coming clear, and please let us invite Muslims to join us in this conversation, and please maintain your language and don't speak bad mouth people. Yesterday somebody posted comment says, Christian Prince, you call Muslims Abdul. Abdul is not a name calling. Abdul, this is what the Muslims they believe they are Abdul. Abdul is a word coming from Abdullah, which means the slave of Allah. So only naive people think that when you say Abdul you are insulting. That's because you are ignorant. Secondly, when somebody says to me, sometime you say the word donkey, I'm just using their book, because the Quran says that the similarity, speaking about the Christians and the Jews, those who carry the book, and in this case it was the Torah, is the same as donkeys. So I'm not calling names, I'm just using something they believe in. Again, it's your ignorance. Everything I say, everything I use is coming from their religion. The likeness of those who entrusted with the law of Moses yet apply is not as likeness of an ass carrying a books. So what we see every day, that people carry books, but they are the same as the Quran says. I agree with that, and that including the scholars of Islam, who yet they claim to be scholars, but they cannot explain a simple verse in the Quran. So they carry books and they make books, but they cannot explain the books. And they make explanation which make you more confused after the explanation from before the explanation. So those who give us a lecture and about how to speak, we attack the topic, not the person. I do not know people I'm talking to. I never met any of them. So there's nothing here personal. We are here attacking the topic, not the person. And the Bible says, Jesus said, many places, he called them even the sons of snakes. I did not call anyone sons of snakes, unless you are playing like a snake. So very unique people speak here. And sometimes you see, today I disabled the chat because many they are like kids. One of them is speaking about his girlfriend, the other one is talking about eating chocolate, the other one here, this is a place for adult, and we want people here to be joining for a reason, not to chat. This is not a coffee shop. The chat have to be with the topic, otherwise go to different place. Now the question, I'm going to show you actually some of, without showing the name of the person who sent me his comment in Skype. So I will show you his comment in Skype. He sent it to me without showing his name. Actually there's no name anyway, I mean it's just a letter. The la is from which Allah is diverted from. Not sure if you've seen a video disputing that argument made by a Christian. You're sticking by the theory come from la. I mean, I don't know who is this Christian, but let me tell you the bad news. The bad news that I can show you now a bishop in the Middle East saying that we have the same God. Hypocrisy. They live between the Muslims and they have fear. They don't dare to say this is not our God. So if somebody says something, doesn't mean it's true. That is the truth. And the hypocrisy reached farther than that. As an example, in the Arabic translation and even in the Indonesian translation, they put the word Allah in the Bible translation, but there is no Allah in the Bible. That because they are hypocrite and the translators are liars. And actually, the one who translated the Arabic Bible, one of them is a Muslim. His last name is Aitani. He is a very Muslim Sunni, very well-known family as a Muslim Sunni sheikhs. So imagine they invited the sheikh to translate the Bible with them. Why? Because they have a fear. What if tomorrow we publish the Bible with this translation and they say, hey, why you are saying that there, they will kill us? So they brought a Muslim to translate the Bible with them. Do you see what fear can do? And those hypocrite Christians, they hope if we put the word Allah in the translation, the Muslims will stop doing what they do against us. But here we go, you put Allah, you don't put Allah, it doesn't matter. And not only that, in some Islamic country, they rule that Christians cannot use the word Allah in their churches. Let me show you the news actually. And this is by the court, which means if you use it, you go to jail. So even the Muslims, they agree that Christians, they have no right to use this word. So why Christians they use this word? The answer is very simple. Those are a bunch of hypocrite, or they are forced to, or they are naive, they don't know. Malaysia court rules non-Muslims cannot use Allah. Allah just for Muslims. So who is this Christian who told you that Allah have nothing to do? This is stupid, and let's show you how. And then this gentleman, I don't know if it's a lady or a guy, he said, if La come from the Egyptian pagan moon god, the term Yah, from which Yahweh is derived, also come from the same pagan moon god. That's because, I don't want to say the word is stupid, but what you just said is extremely stupid. Because Yahweh is not Yah, as you claim. Let us go to the Bible and you will see that you are ignorant again. This is the Bible. I'm going to put it in the screen. Give me a second. When people they say Yahweh, they are shortening it, but it's not really Yahweh as you write it. And Elohim said into Moshe, Moshe, this is the name, it's not Musa's. Ehe Yah Ashir Ehe Yah. So you see that here, this is not the God of the Egyptian. It's totally different sentence, totally different. It's not even a name. It's not even a name. Musa says, what I will tell them I am. That's what it says. I am the one who exists. So you are missing things up, mixing things up, making your own salad because some stupid idiot they say, oh, Yahweh is coming from the Egyptian moon god. That is your fallacy. Because here is not even a name of a god. It's just a sentence. It's different language. As an example, in Arabic, I don't want to use bad language, but in Arabic, you know, in English you say kiss. In English you say kiss. In Arabic that word is the same word used for the private part of the women. So what you want to do now, you take the word kiss in English and you say ah. When an American he says kiss me, he is saying give me a private part. This is what you are doing. It is totally different language, totally different meaning, and it is not a name as many they think. The whole Bible never show a name of God. As you see, it's I am who I am. There's no name. Elohim is not a name. The Creator is not a name. There's no name for God in the Bible. Never. So this is how God, he says to Moses, I am the one who I am, which means I am the one who exists by myself. And the reason there is no name, because there is no name can describe God. There's no name can explain God. Let me get some water. If you go down a little bit, you will see it says, and Elohim said. Okay, they are calling him Elohim, but Elohim does not mean it's not a name. Shaddadi, you know, there's many words in the Hebrew speaking, or let us say it's a title to God, but they are not names. Hashem, Shaddadi, Elohim, Yah, you know, but this is not, none of them is a name. So it's a foolishness to say, oh, the Egyptian have a close word to it, but this is not, because at the end of the day, it's not only close word in the pronunciation, it is the meaning. So if it's here coming as you claim, the same as it's coming in the Egyptian, then you are right. If not, it's not. As simple as that. If you go there, here, look, just in this one verse, and this is the Orthodox Jews Bible. Look how many times. Look at this. Ehe yeh ashir yeh, I am who I am, and then Elohim, and then Hashem. But none of those are the names. The Jews always avoid to give God a name because it is disrespectful to give him a name, for he gave himself none. And there's no name can describe his glory, and no name can tell you about him. All of those are kind of attribute or title. So it's your ignorance to think that they are similar. In the same time, if we go back to Allah, if you notice with me here in the Hebrew, you will see it says El. Now maybe somebody will say to me, well, El is a word meaning God, even used by the pagan. This is true, but El is not a name, it's just a word meaning God. And the Hebrew, they are born of the Aramaic, so it's very normal that the language coming from a language before it. So El is a word meaning God. Elohim, Elohim, El is a word meaning God. And in the old days, in the ancient Hebrew, the word El was Al, which means it was not Elohim, it was Elohim. You see how language changed? And that is kept in the Islamic religion. As an example, if we go and look at the names of Allah, in Arabic we have the letter AL. Letter AL in Arabic is equal to the, but this is the language today. The AL. This is in the language today. But where the names is coming from the ancient Aramaic, which is AL, which is equal to God. If you look at all the names of the one they call him God, Muslims they give him, they say those are attribute. You see, Allah is not there, you know, in this list now. Allah, we see Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim, Al-Malik, Al-Quddus, Al-Salam, Al-Mu'min, Al-Muhaymin, Al-Aziz, Al-Jabbar, Al-Mutakabbir, Al-Khaliq, Al-Bari, etc. So here you will notice the first two letters in every word is AL. Many naive people do not know that AL here is not the, it is God Rahman, God Rahim, God Malik, God Quddus. You see EL? Do you see the EL? Al here, by the way, this is false. They say Ar-Rahim because this is how it's pronounced, but the fact it is Al-Rahim, Al-Rahman, Al-Aziz, Al-Muhaymin, etc. Al is a word meaning God. Now let us go to the Quran. Now we learn that Al is a word meaning God, and this goes for the Hebrew. Even in the Hebrew, Israel was not Israel. Israel was Israel. Israel is not Israel. Mikael is not Mikael. Jibril is not Jibril. It is Jibriel. Mikael. Israel. Now if we go in the Quran, we go to the first verse in the Quran to make it easy. The first verse, not the last verse. Not, we do not need to search. All right. Chapter 1 in the Quran. Read with me and tell me what's happening here. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Okay, let us zoom a little bit more so we can make it more clear. Do you notice that the two words Allah are different between the first verse and the second verse? Look with me carefully. Here we have letter A. Here we don't have it. It's gone. You cannot take a letter out of a name. You cannot. Like my name is a Christian, you cannot take the C. That's it. Christian is a Christian. So why the letter A is not exist in the second verse? Both of them it says Allah, but the second one it says Alhamdulillah. Lillah. The first one pronounced as Allah. The second one it says Lillah. Okay, so what we have now? Let us make it simple. Here we have Allah in the first verse, and in the second verse we have Li Lah. How is that? Very simple. Because the first two letters are not part of the word. So here they exchange Allah by Li. Li mean two. Al in the first word mean God. The first one we see in the screen, it's a word mean God. So here when we say Al, they are saying God lah. Okay. If it's part of the name, we cannot take it off. That's it. It should appear in the second verse as Allah too, but it does not. Why? Because it's not part of the word. We can take it off. It's just a word mean God before Allah. That will make him God lah. In the second sentence, it says Alhamdu, which means thanks. Lillah. Li mean two. Lah is the name. So here we confirm that this is really a name. It's not a similar name for the moon god. It is a name. Now let us see if it's the moon god or not, because maybe it's the same, like as I said, like the word kiss in English, it means dirty word in Arabic. Maybe it's just a coincidence. You never know. No, we can prove that easy. Maybe you forgot that the God of Islam have many stories, and the Quran support those stories. Isn't it the Quran says that Allah, he have three daughters, and this is what the Arab believe, Allat wal Uzza. Let us go and see the daughters of Allah. You see here, we are not talking about a theory as you claim, stuck with your theory. That's stupid of you to say, because the Quran confirm that it is true. The Arab, they believe that there is a God, his name is Allah, and he have daughter are Al-Lat and Al-Uzza. Do you see the Al? They are goddess. This is what Al mean. Al-Lat. Did you ask yourself how Allah got daughters? Okay, who is the wife of Allah? Shouldn't you ask yourself such a question? Let us say that the word Allah have nothing to do with the moon god. It is not the moon god. It is something totally different. Okay, how in the world the Arab, they come that there is a goddess, their name is Al-Lat, Al-Uzza, and you see this is the Muslim translation, and they are the one who break it down for you, not me. Do you see it? This is the Muslim breakdown, not me. The Muslims think, I'm very thankful, thank you Muslims helping me. Al-Lat, Al-Uzza. Who are they, those Al-Lat and Al-Uzza? They are goddess, and they are daughters of Allah. And the third one is Manat. And the reason they don't have Al before it, because supposedly this is the goddess of death. So here we need to ask ourselves, okay, who is, if we go and search right now in the mythology of religion, who is the God who have 3 daughters and their name is Al-Lat and Al-Uzza and Manat? You will find that it is the moon god. Do a little search in the stupid Google, and the stupid Google will be smarter than you. So when you say it's a theory, that is a false fiction statement of you, because it's not a theory. The Arab, they worship him always as a God who have daughters, and he is the moon god. Somebody will say to you, like James White, he said, well, the Quran says don't worship the moon. The moon god worship is not worshiping the moon, you idiot. Moon is like every planet, sorry, or a star has God in control. So the moon god, it's not really the moon. They did not really worship the moon. They worship the god of the moon. They worship the god of the sun. So there's a sun god and there's a moon god. If we go back, we will find that according to the Quran, not to me, unless you will say the Quran is false, that Abraham, he worshipped the sun and he called it Akbar. He worshipped what? The sun. This is the story of Abraham. Abraham, according to the Quran, not to me, is a star worshipper. He was exchanging worshiping stars one by one. When the night grew, when the night came, okay, what happened to Abraham? Don't text me, guys, when I am going live unless it's necessary. So Abraham, when the night come, he said, after he saw a star, this is my Lord. Has a Rabbi. A Rabbi is not an Arabic word. A Rabbi is coming from the Aramaic. It's used by the Hebrew too. This is why we say Rabbi. This is my Lord, but when it said, he said, I love not these that said. That's stupid to say, actually. The story here is stupid. And then, when he saw the moon uprising, he explained, this is my Lord. So he worshipped the moon, thinking about the moon as God. Then, when the moon go astray, you know, I just told them I'm live and still texting me. I don't know what to say. When he saw the moon uprising, he explained, this is my Lord, which means Abraham, he worshipped the moon. Okay, forget about that. But who is the most convincing for Abraham? It is the sun. When he saw the sun uprising, he cried, this is my Lord, this is Akbar. Not greater. The word here is used Akbar, and here we go. This is the Arabic word. Haza Akbar. Qala hada Rabbi, hada Akbar. And when the sun goes, he said, ah, I'm not going to worship the one who disappeared, which is stupid because Allah never appeared to Abraham anyway. So if you believe in something because it appear and disappear, at least the sun appear once and twice and three and non-stop appearing. Allah never appeared to you. And then suddenly he said, I have turned my face toward him who created the heaven and the earth, but he did not tell us who is this guy. Suddenly he knows Allah. How this happened, we don't know. How this has happened, we don't know. So the story here confirmed to us that Abraham was a Sabian. Is what? Sabian. What Sabian are? Sabians are stars worshippers. If we go here, this is a Muslim book published in Iran, and they are defending Islam in this book. I mean, Islam is an amazing religion. It is made by Al-Huda organization to guide people into Islam. And look what they are saying. The Sabians are star worshipper. Actually, we just showed you another Muslim site a few days ago, if you remember, saying the same. Sabians are stars worshippers. So it's confirmed that Abraham was a Sabian and he was a star worshippers, and the Sabians are star worshippers. And this is all is coming from Islamic resource, not from a Christian Prince. Then we go to the Quran, we will find something very funny and very stupid. Allah in the Quran saying that the Sabians, they will go to heaven. And then the Muslim, to solve this problem, they say, oh, there's two kinds of Sabian. That's false. What is the book of the Sabian which make them believing in a God which is the same as the God of the Jews and the Christians? They have a book, it's called Kanza Rabba, and this is actually the original of it is not exist. This is something they made in you. Kanza Rabba, I have it, and I read it all from cover to cover, two books actually. إن الذين آمنوا والذين هادوا والنصارى والصابئين ومن آمن بالله وباليوم الآخر. Those who they are Jews and the Nasara, supposedly this means the Christians, which is false, and as-Sabi'in, and whoever believe in Allah and the last day and do good deeds, they will have good, like their wages by Allah, and there's no fear for them. They will go to heaven. Okay, hold on. How the Sabians will go to heaven? How the Sabians became between the Christians and the Jews? The Sabian, do you know what the Sabian believe? The Sabian in their books, and I can show you even their book, they say that Adonai, the God of the Jews, he is the devil. Which means the God of the Christians and the God of the Jews for the Sabian is the devil. So Muhammad, he inserted the Sabian to go to heaven. At this moment, Muhammad, he was even called Sabian. If we go to the hadith, let me try to find the hadith for you, where the Arab called Muhammad Sabian, and Muhammad did not complain about it. He did not say no. I will try to find the hadith. Let us see if we can find it. Here we go. Muhammad, he sent his men to find water. They were traveling in the desert and they want to find water. So they saw a woman and they saw with her water. They said to her, where you brought this water from? She told them is not far from here, etc. And then they said to her, they said to her, who are you? Like, you know, who are those men? Who are you? They said, we are the men of Allah apostle. She said, do you mean the man who is called Sabi'i? Do you see it? What he was called? Sabi'i. He's a Sabian. Is the image coming clear, guys? Can you read it clear? Okay, so what people call him? A Sabi. And they put between two brackets the new religion. That's false. This is not really what it's meant. A Sabi is a Sabi, the Sabian. If this is the new religion, then how Muhammad he says and the Sabian, they have no, because if the Sabian is the Muslims, then this is stupid. Muhammad in the Quran, he called them the Sabian. So the word Sabian cannot be the new religion. So Muhammad is a Sabian, and we confirm already that Sabian is what? Stars worshippers from Muslim books. So Muhammad in the beginning, he was a Sabian. And then when he moved to live between the Jews, he played like a Jew. Muhammad is like Obama. With the Jews, he's a Jew. With the atheists, he's an atheist. With the gays, he's a gay. With the Muslim, he's a Muslim. Muhammad have no skin, have no color, he have no religion, he have nothing. Muhammad is just a fraud. Wherever he go, he is one.